There was a variety of strange responses from right-wing public figures, politicians, meant to justify Donald Trump's refusal to condemn white supremacists in America. Now, his refusal to condemn them took place during the first presidential debate, and it looked like it kind of confused Brian Kilmeade on Fox. Let's hear what he had to say.
Donald Trump blew the biggest layup in the history of debates by saying not condemning white supremacists. I don't know if he didn't hear it, but he's got to clarify that right away. That's like, are you against evil? Why the president didn't just knock that out of the park, I'm not sure.
Are you really not speculate? Sure?
You got a hypothesis? Sure? I don't know. So we should probably move on.
Statement.
Yeah,
such a weird statement.
I can't say exactly what the reason is because there are a couple of really compelling possibilities that we've talked about already. But I know that none of the explanations are good. And I totally know 100% sure that it was not that he didn't understand the question or didn't hear it. I don't think that's what it was in the more than a minute long back and forth with follow-up questions that he engaged in with Chris Wallace. I don't think that's what it was.
Well, Kilmeade isn't the only one who commented on this. We also heard from Republican Senator Tim Scott, who wanted to help Donald Trump out from this PR nightmare. Let's hear what he had to say.
Do you find it concerning the president's refusal last night during the debate to condemn white supremacist groups?
I think he misspoke in response to Chris Wallace's comment. He was asking Chris what he wanted to say. I think he misspoke. I think he should correct it. If he doesn't correct it, I guess he didn't misspeak.
Look, misspeaking is like doing a show without a teleprompter and accidentally saying Kenosha, Washington, when you meant to say Kenosha, Wisconsin. Like that happened the other day, right? Because I was speaking quickly and don't have a prompter in front of me. And of course I know Kenosha is in Wisconsin. That's misspeaking. Donald Trump, though, gave a lengthy statement in response to Chris Wallace's question about condemning white supremacists. And his lengthy statement deflected by refusing to condemn white nationalists and focusing on how he believes that leftists are to blame. So no, that's not misspeaking. He spoke at length.
Well, so you're totally right that he obviously didn't misspeak. It is crazy to think that that's a potential explanation. But then in the second part of what Scott said, he said, and I guess if he doesn't correct it, then he didn't misspeak. Okay, so you care to say a little bit more about what that would mean, that the president had an opportunity? Once again, and again, we're acting as if this is one comment and he's never once intersected with the concept of white supremacy in any way, and we don't know anything about what he thinks about it. That's insane, but so what if that is the case? What if he doesn't correct it and he hasn't? Okay, he didn't give a stronger condemnation today than he did last night. So Tim Scott, follow-up question. So what does it mean that the president didn't do that? What does it mean to you that your president didn't do that? But he apparently was just ready to move on and didn't think it merited any more commentary than that.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And remember, Donald Trump, you're right in that he was asked about his statements from last night today, which gave him an opportunity to clarify what he meant, gave him an opportunity to condemn white supremacy right then and there. He refused to do it again. He refused to do it again because he's a white nationalist himself. He's a white supremacist himself. I'm actually really tired of having the same annoying debate over and over again. And what these henchmen essentially do is they allow for plausible deniability among Trump's base. So they can point to stuff like this or use these same ridiculous, dumb arguments to say like, no, Donald Trump's not racist. What are you talking about? Tim Scott said that he misspoke. He misspoke. That's what Tim Scott said. Okay. Then you have Hogan Gidley, deputy press secretary for Donald Trump, gaslighting the American people with this statement.
The president asked them last night to stand by. What does he want them to stand by for?
He wants them to get out of the way. He wants them to not do the things they say they want to do. This is a reprehensible group. The president, in the clip you just played, when asked by Chris Wallace if he would condemn these groups, he said sure. He said it many times, just not last night, in the past as well. He's condemned white supremacy by name on multiple occasions.
Hogan.
This president recognizes the scourge on this community and on this country and calls them out for it.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't call out white supremacy. He doesn't. There isn't a single example. Show me a single example where he unequivocally condemns white supremacy without immediately deflecting by focusing on Antifa or whatever mythical left-wing group he wants to focus on, right? It just doesn't happen. And I want you guys to remember specifically what Trump said on that debate stage. This is what that scene looked like.
Are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
Are you
I'm
prepared
willing to do
specifically
that,
do it?
Well,
go ahead, sir.
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it. Do you want to call them? What do you want to call them? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
who would you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem.
He said this is not a right-wing problem. That's what he said. This is not he did not misspeak. Hogan Gidley and his gaslighting will not work, because we all heard what Donald Trump said there. He refused to unequivocally condemn white supremacy. And I'm just sick of these people. I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of these liars. They're tearing the country apart. They're intentionally dividing people. They're intentionally empowering people to create absolute chaos on the streets right now and violence. And of course, we've seen multiple stories of people getting run over, shot to death during these protests throughout the country. That's what the administration is fueling right now. And they've made a calculation, I believe, that it's somehow gonna help Donald Trump with his reelection.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they certainly want that group out there on election day, stopping as many people as possible from voting. That's true. The first half or so of what Hogan Gidley said, if Trump had just said that, then there wouldn't be any controversy. Hogan Gidley said it's a despicable group. All of that. And then he goes on and lies about what Trump actually said last night and what he said before. All of that's dishonest. But Trump could have just said that. And saying in response to Chris Wallace, are you willing to denounce them? Him saying sure, and then you're given the opportunity and you don't, that isn't a wash. That doesn't count. Like if my wife is mad at me and says, are you gonna apologize? And I say sure, and then she waits for me to do it and I refuse to, I don't get any credit for that. That's not the actual apology, and it's not the actual denunciation of white supremacy. We need to be a little bit more specific with that. And doing it so sarcastically, stand back and stand by. No, it's not a joke. No, the right-wing goon squads killing people in the streets is not some sort of sarcastic fun thing. It's not a meme, it's real life, and real lives have been lost. So it's Hogan Gidley's job to cover for him there, but we know what we saw, and it was good of you to replay it so people know.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. We really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.